3 months ago, in the middle of the night, I caught myself scrolling TikTok at 3 a.m. I wasn't looking for anything specific. I wasn't learning, relaxing, or even enjoying it. I was just stuck in the loop. And the worst part, I knew I had to wake up early the next morning. I felt exhausted, frustrated, and kind of ashamed, if I'm being honest. But still, I couldn't stop. The next day, curious and a bit horrified, I checked my average screen time. 8 hours a day. That's a full-time job. It's like I had a second career, except all I was building was screen fatigue. So I did the math. 8 hours times 365 days equals 2,920 hours a year. Divide that by 24, and that's 121 full days of my life gone to the scroll. That hit hard. And if you're watching this, chances are this hits close to home. So take a second, check your screen time, and be honest. What's your number? Drop it in the comments if you're brave enough. I swear, just seeing that number can shift your perspective like nothing else. I'm not making this video to guilt trip anyone. I'm making it because this is exactly the kind of pattern that drains your potential before you even realize it's happening. And if you've ever felt like your focus is slipping, like your motivation is low, like your attention span is getting worse, this might be why. So today, let's figure it out. First, what's going on in your brain when you can't stop scrolling? And then, how to break free in a way that actually works. Chapter 1. Why it keeps happening. The science behind the scroll. You're not addicted to your phone because you're weak. You're hooked because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Respond to rewards. And modern apps, they've learned exactly how to exploit that. Every time you swipe, your brain releases a bit of dopamine. But here's the thing, dopamine isn't about pleasure itself. It's about anticipation. It's the feeling of something good might be coming. So every swipe is like pulling a lever. Maybe the next video will be funny, maybe inspiring, maybe dramatic. And that chase, is what keeps you locked in. This mechanism has a name, intermittent variable reward. It's the same system used in slot machines. Unpredictable rewards, small hits, just enough to keep you playing. And apps like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, they use this exact same model, not to entertain you, to keep you there. The more you scroll, the more your brain adapts. And the harder it becomes to enjoy anything slower, quieter, or less intense. Over time, your baseline for stimulation goes up. And simple things like reading, focusing on work, or even watching a full movie can feel boring. And worst of all, you don't even feel better after scrolling. You feel more scattered, more drained, more like you've just wasted an hour you'll never get back. This isn't a random bad habit. It's a system hijack. And if you want your mind back, you need a smarter way out than just have more willpower. Chapter 2. The Plan. If you've ever tried to quit scrolling by just telling yourself, that's it, I'm done with social media, you already know how that ends. Because this isn't about willpower. Willpower fades. Systems stick. What actually worked for me, and what I'm sharing with you now, is a set of small shifts that align with how your brain actually operates. Let's go through them, one by one. Step 1. Don't fight the urge, redirect it. The first shift was this. I stopped trying to fight the scroll. Instead, I replaced it with something better. Mornings used to start like this. I'd open my eyes, grab my phone, and before I'd even get out of bed, I'd already seen 20 random videos. My brain was cooked before breakfast. Now, I charge my phone outside the bedroom. I use a regular alarm clock, no screen. And for the first 30 minutes, I don't touch a device. Instead, I stretch, drink water, take a quick shower, put on music. Nothing complicated, but it resets my brain before the chaos starts. It's not about having a perfect morning routine. It's about reclaiming that quiet window when your brain is most open, clear, and creative. Step 2. Make scrolling harder to start. Your brain loves easy, so if scrolling is effortless, it wins. I made it just a little annoying. I logged out of TikTok and Instagram after 8 p.m. I removed them from my home screen. I even set up a screen time lock on the apps and created a ridiculously long passcode, so long I had to write it down on paper. That way, I can't just copy paste it from notes when the craving hits. That little moment of friction, that 1 second pause before opening, it's often enough to stop the autopilot. You don't need to delete your apps. You just need to make them slightly harder to access than the alternative. Step 3, create a dopamine menu. This one was huge. When I had the urge to scroll, it wasn't because I wanted TikTok. It was because I wanted relief. Relief from boredom, stress, overwhelm. So I made a list. Just 4 to 5 things I could do instead that gave me a real mood boost. For me, that looked like going for a walk with music, calling a friend, sketching random stuff, reading a few pages of a novel, doing a short workout or stretch session. The key? Keep the list visible, easy, and reachable, because cravings aren't the enemy. They're just a signal. You get to decide where to send that signal next. Step 4. If you're going to scroll, scroll with a purpose. Let's be real. Not all content is junk. Sometimes you do want to watch something helpful, a tutorial, a deep dive, a podcast that teaches you something new. And that's great if you stay honest with yourself. So I started doing this. Whenever I opened YouTube or Instagram with the excuse of just watching something useful, I forced myself to set one clear goal first. What exactly am I here for? What am I trying to learn or solve? Then, and this is the key, I'd write down one takeaway before closing the app, even just a sentence. If I couldn't do that, I knew I was lying to myself, using learning as a cover for escaping. And you know what? That little habit made all the difference. It helped me stop pretending I was being productive when I was actually just zoning out. Because if the scroll has no purpose, it has no value. After a few weeks of following this plan, like, not perfectly, just consistently, I started noticing a real difference. The brain fog, it lifted. The guilt I used to feel after every night of endless scrolling, mostly gone. I had more focus, more time, and more clarity, and I finally felt like I was back in charge. But something else happened I didn't plan for. During that exact time, I finally launched this channel, something I'd been thinking about for over 6 months, but never felt ready enough to do. Turns out I wasn't stuck. I was just distracted. So if any part of you knows it's time to stop wasting time and start building real change, here's your next move. Step 1, check your screen time today. Take a screenshot, or better yet, write the number in the comments. Sometimes putting it out there gives you the extra push you need. Step 2, implement every step we talked about in this video. Start your mornings without your phone. Add friction to the apps that hook you. Build your personal dopamine menu. And if you do plan to watch something useful, set a clear goal first and write down what you learned. Step 3. 1 month from now, come back, find your comment and update it. Be honest about how things went, even if it didn't work. And if it didn't, ask yourself why not. That reflection alone can be the next breakthrough. Share your starting point below. Let's be honest with ourselves, and maybe help someone else do the same. And if this video gave you even one useful shift, hit subscribe. I just started this channel, and every single subscription means the world to me. It's what motivates me to keep creating content that might actually change something for the better. Because real change doesn't come from scrolling. Shift happens when you do.